Sugar tree. Yeah. She's getting some fresh grass. Or first access to fresh grass, and she was bit by the rattlesnake. I'm out here with her. I don't want her to get too hyper active. I'm going to talk a little bit about exactly what happened. I wrote a lot about it, but wasn't able to really do it in any really cohesive manner, and she was hospitalized, so there wasn't really any video. There is video of me much earlier trying to actually get the snake. The snake was originally under the house. See all these little holes? Now they're electrified because of Lorne, but wolves dig, and Lorne has dug little holes under the house. So when I was successful at removing the snake from under the house so that I could relocate him, he ended up hours later, was just before, well, it was around 11 or midnight coming up, and he came up right through here. The place Lorne likes to lay. The only dog out here right now is Bellady. So I don't want Sugar Tree going crazy. Keep her blood pressure nice and low. The swelling has gone down just phenomenally. She was not doing well at first. Wow, she is really chowing down on that grass. But first, I'd like to thank you all for support, and this is still kind of difficult for me to talk about. This is near to the area that she was struck by the snake, and I'm surprised myself. I kind of feel uneasy even being out here. And Bellady, who was not injured at all, she wouldn't even come outside at all. For 2 days after it happened, she would just bolt when the door was open. But the siding of the house is damaged from storms and had so many various problems. It's gone, neglected. You can kind of see the swelling on her face, but compared to what it was, I mean, I don't even think I have a photo. I mean, it was so bloated, she almost looked like a mastiff. But what had happened after I lost sight of the snake under the house, spent maybe 45-60 minutes trying to relocate him in various fashions. Nothing was working because of clearance of the house. I wasn't able to stand up. It was a very dangerous situation. I might include some of that footage in here to show you. But since losing sight of him, and we walked the whole perimeter here, the fence line, looking for him, hoping to find him. Couldn't find him, so the rest of the day, every time the dogs came out, I'd stand by the door and I would listen. And related but unrelated, which I meant to get to another vlog, so I have gone deaf in my right ear for the last 8 months. It's been a progressive condition, but I'll get into that another time. So I came out here to really listen. And I must have maybe stood right there for about 10 minutes. I didn't hear anything. Let everybody outside, and I heard Sugar Tree's bark. You see her right now. She sees something now. Sugar Tree loves going, well, that's probably a deer, but she loves chasing lizards and snakes and toads. Basically reptiles. She has a very particular bark that she does. I was in the house. It was a couple minutes after I left her, and I heard that bark, and I knew right away what it was. I opened the back door. I could hear the rattle, and everybody was crowded around. This is just as it was left. I have not been back here. I've been just depressed in my room, basically crying or freaking out that she wasn't going to make it. The rattlesnake was here, right there. All of the dogs were around here. They were barking, and all the dogs, save for the 2 new rescues, they've all done rattlesnake avoidance classes. I do find them to be effective. I believe why it did not work on Sugar Tree is that she was trying to protect me. Now, I came out and I knew just what I had to do. I had to kill the snake. It was being highly, highly aggressive. A lot of this was probably due to, well, a bunch of animals trying to, harm the snake, and also because I was enticing, or in the snake's mind, antagonizing the snake earlier. So he was very, very defensive, and he was looking to strike. I mean, he was trying to save his own life. There was a shovel sitting right there. I picked it up. I walked right over this way, and I came and I stepped right here. And I didn't even have socks on, like it was my bare skin. The snake struck, and it hit me the side of the face. I couldn't tell if I was bitten. And right before I think it was about to make contact, Sugar Tree jumped right here in front of me and took the bite for me in the side of her face. Now, I was not aware of this at all. She did not scream. She did not show any sign of pain whatsoever. I thought the dogs were fine. So this snake almost bit me. It almost bit Sugar Tree. My only thought was, there's no relocating it now. I've got to just kill it. It's become too risky. What are you guys doing? Hey. Sugar. You're off duty. Come here, Sugar. Doberman's a great dog. You really couldn't ask for a more loyal dog. Sugar Tree jumped in. She possibly saved my life, or if you want to say she saved me a ton of money, because snake bite injuries towards humans are extremely, extremely expensive. They are with dogs too, but with humans, I mean, I don't even know. I was also very concerned it was Mojave. I had, like I said, spent an hour with it earlier trying to relocate it. I was pretty sure it was a Diamondback, but I was very scared. I picked up that rock there, and it was a mess from Lauren. I picked up that rock there, and I threw it at him from a distance, because he was already striking. He was kind of bolting towards me to get me. At that point, the dogs listened to me, thankfully, and they were all back. I was just like, get back, get back, get back. And they were safe distance away. So threw the rock on the snake, kind of confused it. He flipped on his belly. I came in with a shovel. I scooped the snake out. I flipped him around, and I had a lot of trouble decapitating him, to be honest. The shovel was very dull. I had to flip him over onto here, and here I severed his head off. The snake was still alive. These were not just electrical impulses, nerve twitches. It was still alive. I had no idea that Sugar Tree or any of the dogs were injured. My concern now was to put the snake out of its misery, because clearly he was in some amount of pain. He had no head. It was completely severed. My car now is broke again, which has happened at the same time, which just had the worst luck if you have not noticed, but some of it is not luck, which I'll go into another vlog. But I brought the snake inside. Again, my only concern was to end the snake's suffering. Spent a good 30 or 40 minutes, had no idea that Sugar Tree was bit. At all. Just at all. And it occurred to me that, I better check. That was over. I put the snake in the freezer. I came back outside, and right away, even before I opened the screen door, I could see that Sugar Tree's face was swelling up. I mean, I completely panicked. I just came inside. I said to my friends, we've got to go to the emergency vet. This was right before midnight. We got Sugar Tree in the car. She had labored breathing. I really did not know if she was going to make it to the vet. I do live rural, obviously. Nearest emergency vet, it's a good hour away. I drove over 100 miles an hour all the way to the vet. We got there, she was dying. I was told by the doctor that, you know, they can't say for certain, but had it been any longer, she would have died. So we got her there, and it was a matter of, you know, which is ridiculous, a matter of how much money do you want to spend to save your dog's life. I said, do it all. Do not stop. Do not even worry about calling me with the amount. Do not worry about getting my okay. If for some reason I don't answer, it is monsoon season now, which again caused the snake movement in the first place. My phone goes out a lot. You know, don't wait for me to start treatment. Do whatever you can to save her life. And Sugar Tree, after her injury, feels like she's gotta be like, well, that snake might have gotten me, but I'm still humping you, Melody. Sugar Tree. Weirdo. But, you know, do whatever you can. Kind of odd, but they seem surprised by that. So I don't care what it costs, you know. You can sell organs or whatever. But, yeah, it was bad. It was terrifying. It was very terrifying. And they actually called me and they said I could come pick up Sugar Tree, that she was ready to go. I know a little bit about veterinary medicine, so I kept asking for the results of her blood panels. I did not like her platelet count, her hemoglobin. She was not clotting well. And I basically said, no, I want you to keep doing blood panels to where it needs to be. So 2 more days passed, and I talked to the vet again, and the vet said that was a good decision that she'd agreed with. Gave her another vial of anti-venom, which at that point had become dangerous, because you give too much of that, it can do more harm than good. Made me very, very nervous. There was a point where they really did not think that she was going to make it. It was a judgment call. But I wanted her there too, to have the 24/7, you know, monitoring all through the night. Because if I was to bring her home and something were to happen, it was very unlikely that I could get her back to the clinic in time. So she stayed a very long time. Even when she left, her platelet count still was not looking good. Dobermans, just with inbreeding, they have a lot of clotting problems. You might have heard of some of the disorder they have. I may not pronounce it right. The von Willebrand's disease surgery, like you did not say that right. But I was very concerned that she had that. She's not been tested for that. Sugar Tree is not for a breeder. I'm sure she's purebred, but she was a sort of rescue, so I didn't know if she had that, and it was just terrifying, especially to hear the vet being like, you know, this isn't circulating, lots of bad news. I pretty much got the talk on the phone in the clinic that she probably wasn't going to make it, and I just never gave up on her and just kept trying. And it was just odd to me, because they kind of thought I was crazy, being like, no, I don't want to pick her up. I want her to stay there. And they're like, well, you can pick her up now. No, I don't want to pick her up. Hey, Sugar. Sugar Tree. Sugar. Sugar Tree. This is just dominance. It doesn't bother me. I just don't want her. I try to keep her calm. I'm gonna let her in right after this. She's on a soft food diet. No antibiotics, which usually follows, because she was in the hospital so long. But worth every penny. And again, I really, really appreciate your support. And if you can't donate to her GoFundMe, that's a little Mexican feral that I'm working with. She's just on the other side, because I don't want anyone else causing a lot of. Sugar Tree would love to play. I mean, she's been bedridden forever now, and we're in our monsoon season, like I said. But thank you again for your support. And if you can donate, just well wishes, positive thoughts, and just share. I mean, I could not believe how much this costs, and it is just ridiculous. I mean, I literally do not know what I would do if trick-or-treating weren't, like, well known on the internet, because, I mean, who could afford this? And I took the precautions, the rattlesnake avoidance. I usually try to make things or upkeep around here. I've just been having a difficult time. I've been sick, had other problems. I mentioned that I was in a car accident, constant problems with my car, and some other things that I'll be getting into later. You can also send a gift. They have an Amazon Wishlist, which you can see at CAMELSANDFRIENDS.com. And just had a lot of dogs I've been working with lately, but it's hard to turn them away. And, you know, at the time, you have the money, but you never know when something like this will happen. And my savings, my bank account's been completely cleared out for reasons that were, I'm not sure how much I want to get into this because it's kind of a legal matter, but were deceptive to me, and yeah, not something that I'm ready to talk about yet, but I want to get back on track, and my goal has always been to open up a petting zoo as an educational center, and I feel like we can reach that goal. It's just going to be a very, very long road. I've had a lot of setbacks, but I do not want to be deterred. So if you could donate even a few dollars or just share, just keep sharing. Yeah, I had the original because I didn't know what it was going to cost. And in the end, I put $9,000. I did some research and talked to some people, and I guess the average price for a large dog bitten by a rattlesnake in Arizona, not to get this, is between $8,000 and $10,000. I was in shock when I saw that, but there was nothing that I was going to do to not save Sugar Tree. She's been with me. God, she's been with me just through so much. And for those of you that don't know, she was mauled and nearly died in October in front of me, and she barely made it to the vet then. That was a mauling by a dog that was off leash while I was walking them. I nearly saw her die in front of me on the ground. She survived that, and she really is a survivor. But even still, I was just so worried. But yeah, if you can't donate, please share, because I just hate asking for money. I hate asking for help. I do donate myself all the time when I just, you know, $10, $20, $30 here or there on different GoFundMes, but I feel bad I haven't even been able to do that lately. And kind of random, but the Humane Society called it's like a month ago now with 2 zebra finches. I'm kind of known as like a bird contact in the area, and the cage that they brought these zebra finches in were just so horribly small. It's just like disgusting. And I feel so bad because I haven't had the money to get them a proper flight aviary. If anyone like loves birds and like to donate that would save me the burden. I mean, these poor little finches have spent their whole life in this cage by someone who dumped and neglected them. So if you check out their Amazon list, which it's at CAMELSANDFRIENDS.com, and click on contact or donations, or it's usually in the video description. If anyone would like to help out those birds, I just feel awful, especially with birds. If birds can't fly, you are looking so good, Sugar. And you can see the puncture wounds. Yeah, but if birds can't fly, I don't believe that people should have them. But she's not painful here anymore, but it went right through, and she was bit with both fangs and was fully injected, and it was a young Diamondback. And I did not know until much later that it was not a Mojave. And I'm just going to end by saying that if you're not familiar with snakes, here's a snake toy right here, a snake toy of Lauren's. If you're not familiar with snakes, Mojave, it's a different type of toxin. It goes to the brain, and it would have probably been a no-go for Sugar Tree. And one last thing for those that ask, where's Pancake? Where's, how come you haven't shown? Well, most of the time I just haven't had the time because I've been sick. The hearing loss, I literally was in a relationship where someone was trying to murder me, which I will get into in another vlog. I was taken advantage of completely, left here with massive bills I could not pay. This person actually maliciously shut off my electric, told me I didn't live here anymore. That was $500 for them to come out and reinstate. Yeah, I'm just going to say it while I can still talk about it. Last April, I was driving my car. I just paid it off, too. For 10 years, I love that car. I was going 85 miles an hour down the freeway. And I was taking her to the Bahamas for our anniversary. And it came up that she didn't put snow cone away, one of the sheep. And then I got a little mad. I was like, why you didn't put snow cone away? What if something happens to her? What if Lauren gets some, I'm kind of like yelling in the car. I'm like, oh my God. And she flipped out. She was just like, well, turn around. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. And I was just like, just screw the sheep. We're just going to go. I'm sure she'll be fine. Just calm down. 2 minutes of just silence. I thought everything was settled. All of a sudden, she pushed me away. She grabbed the wheel of my car, and it went off. I intentionally took it off the road. There was semis behind me, and I kind of dragged it, hit along some trees. It flipped, and when the police came, they said it was the worst accident they'd ever seen anyone walk away from. And during this, while we're going, and this car went for a very long time, I actually braced and held her back. And it may seem odd to say, but I'm a pilot, so I'm kind of trained in those situations to remain calm. And I believe that anyone else, we should be dead. She told me after the accident that she wished that I had died. She tried to murder me. Some truckers saw it behind us, and being in an abusive relationship for as long as I have, I covered for her. The police showed up. They talked to the truckers. I said, I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I saw an animal in the road. That's why I went off. They believed me, and I'll never forget the truckers as they went off. They said, you are going to regret this someday, and they called me a bitch, and I do feel terrible. And this person needs to be in jail. She is going to get someone killed. I took her to the Bahamas for our honeymoon. Took her to the Florida Keys, too. This was 2 weeks after she totaled my car that I just paid off. Not bragging or anything, but it was a $27,000 car that I just paid off, and now I've got a piece of junk that keeps breaking on me, and it's making me not be able to sell sheep, deliver sheep, or function at all. But 2 weeks later, while we were in the Keys, I was trying to still give her a good time. I rented a 450 horsepower Mustang. She did the same thing. There were pedestrians on the sidewalk. She grabbed the wheel. She almost killed someone. I saw it coming this time, though. I hit her in the face very quickly, pushed her back, and I got control of the car, and I kind of landed it right on the sidewalk. I told her to get out of the car, and I still forgave her for that. And this is what happens when you're in an abusive situation, and thank God I got out of it, because I would be dead. This is not the first time she's tried to murder me. She has domestic violence charges, attempted murder charges on me, and I kept getting her off. I kept lying and lying and lying, and I'm done lying. And what happened was back in This happened back in August. I said enough is enough. She took off. She technically stole my Volvo over there and just disappeared. I sent her a message. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done. I took every single thing of hers. I packed it up nicely, not with any malice. I didn't just throw it out like, oh, I'm breaking all your stuff. Again, being way too nice, I packed it all up. I locked the door, and I told her I was never going to see her again. She was concerned about the things being damaged. I said, well, you're not coming back on the property to get the things. I'm afraid you're going to kill me. I said, you can have a third party, come and get them. I sent a message to her family, to her mother, to come please pick it up. I think I gave her like 3 months. I said I'd arrange a U-Haul, put it in storage. Again, she did not deserve any of this. She never picked it all up. And so I had to spend $1,000 to remove all her things. And I wanted to get into this at another time, but it's very difficult for me to talk about. I've had 3 bedroom doors just at this house replaced. She'd come into my room at night with a knife and stab through my door. I've come so close to her stabbing through my chest that I did not think I was going to live. It is a very scary thing knowing that you're seconds away from being murdered and that no one is going to be able to help you. And in the 4th of July video, if you saw Steffi, if she wasn't online, I said, Steffi, you got to call 911. She's breaking through my door. If they hadn't come there in time, I would be dead. And it's so many times throughout my life. It's crazy what abuse will do to you if you don't get out. If someone is treating you in any way like that, get out of the relationship now. Just get out. And in fact, I'm going to name her. I've been afraid to say anything. Her name is Mackenzie Lee Strachey. And the most horrifying part of this is this woman is a vet tech. She works with animals. And as you can imagine, she's not too kind to animals either. She's living in California now. I believe she works at, I really try not to look into anything. It's not coming to mind. Noble Veterinary Clinic. If you're listening, this woman should not be around animals. And this has gotten long now, and I need to get Sugar Tree back inside. I might put it in 2 videos. I don't know now. I did not mean to get into this. But yeah, so I was left here alone suddenly with not the burden, but the responsibility of caring for all these animals just out of nowhere. I didn't know how to feel or think, and I feel so much better now, despite how I might sound, with her out of my life. And I felt better having the encephalitis and meningitis and my ongoing hearing loss, which was a genetic condition. But thank you for listening, and your questions as to where is Pancake, what happened, where is Pancake. Well, I'll let you put 2 and 2 together with that, okay? I'll just, and some of my other animals too. She did everything she could to hurt me, and that's why I haven't been able to talk about it. Literally ruined my life and broke my heart. I didn't know people could be that way. I didn't believe. I thought people were generally good, and it just shook my whole framework, and it took some time getting over it, and I'm still not over it. And I hope someday that karma will, because Pancake, I can't even talk about it, but it came up. I might do this in 2 parts. Thank you again for your support, and any comments you leave, I'm sure they'll make me feel better, but this is something that I've kind of kept hidden for a while now, and you'll know who I'm talking about if you go back and you watch the Animal Planet episode we've done, and just Mackenzie Lee Strachey. That is Mackenzie Lee, Leigh Streg. She's currently living, I think, in Hayward, California. Keep your distance from her. She has set me up in situations to make me look insane. I'll give you one quick example. The last veterinary clinic she worked at out here, she kept telling me that someone who worked there was homophobic and against our relationship. Every day she got madder, and then it was making me mad, like, oh, you know, I'm going to tell that bitch off. I'm going to call her. How dare she, you know, say those things to you? I'm so sorry and stuff. I came so close to calling her and bitching this woman out. Well, I took Sugar Tree and Buttermilk there when they got attacked in October, and I met this woman. She was the nicest woman in the world. And I straight up asked her, did any of these things happen? She was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she would set me up in these situations. And imagine if I had called, I would have looked insane. And she's been doing this to me my whole life. And I met her when I was 10 years old, so I didn't really know anything else. And yeah, this turned into something I kind of didn't want it to turn into, but I've been wanting to tell you guys for a long time. And yeah, most of what has been going on or questions you have had, the answer is a very, very, I don't know. She's a psychopath. She is a psychopath. And people think psychopaths, or you think of like, like Ted Bundy or, I don't know, like Hannibal Lecter. They're not like that always. She is a psychopath in the fact that she has no empathy. She doesn't care about anyone but herself. And I can't even talk about this, but right before she left, I was working with a 6-month-old Doberman, and just out of malice, she took this dog from me. I contacted Doberman Rescue because I wasn't in a state to take care of him after she was kicked out, and she went to the rescue, and she convinced them that the dog was better off dead. She had a 6-month-old puppy euthanized. I'm serious. If you ever run across this woman, you tell everyone that she should not be anywhere around animals. And I've been very, Sugar Tree, you should calm down. I've been very scared to say anything. I've actually bought a gun. I've never used a gun in my life because I'm scared for my own safety that she's going to come back here. Since I have no communication with her since September, when I sent that email telling her that she could come get her stuff, and just out of the blue, once my friends came out here to help me out, she tried to get me back in and basically move back in here just because she didn't, the possessiveness and the jealousness. But yeah, that's what happened to Pancake. And she killed him. Okay, she killed him. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you for all your support. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people have been saying these videos have been really depressing, and this is why. Because I'm beginning to be happy again and healthy again, mentally and physically, because I got this evil thing out of my life that it's been in my life since I was 10 years old. I'm sure she's going to watch this, and I'm not going to address her. I'm sure she's very good at manipulating her posse, back her up, leave comments. But I will say to you, look guys, really, really consider. I mean, I don't have a criminal record. The car, everything, all the evidence. Please, I beg you to stay away from her. To stay away from her. Okay? I care about you getting hurt more than I care about you hating me because she's manipulating you. And I'm sorry this got so personal because this is meant to be a channel about my dogs, but she came very close to not only killing me, she's killed my animals, and I will never forgive myself for letting it go on as long as it has. But it's hard to understand when you are that far into abuse, and many people do not get out of it. And thankfully I did, and I will never want anything to do with her again. I do not wish her harm. I wish that she will be locked up because she is going to get a human being killed. It is only a matter of time. But thank you for the support with Sugar Tree, and if you got to the end of this video, for watching a very long vlog about a lot of reasons why I haven't been posting lately, and how I couldn't talk about Sugar Tree, and that things are going to get better. I've got friends out here, real friends, who are going to help me, and we're going to do this. And I hope you had a good 4th. Thank you for staying with me all these years, and just God bless you. I got a little upset after making that, and not just about Sugar Tree, but everything else I said. I just wanted to thank you, just face to face, for all your support and your comments. And I can't even look at the camera. I've just been in agony over this, but you see, just thank you, and I hope it's over. I just don't, I know we don't really know each other, but I just don't think I ever would have been able to get through all that without your support. Of course, these wonderful animals. I'm sorry I'm a mess. I'm just out taking care of the animals. I never expected it to turn into this, but it needed to be said, not only because you deserve to know, and because it deserves to be known, because this person should not be getting away with this. And I've lived in fear too long of retaliation, and no, I just can't do it anymore. I just can't do it anymore. And I'm sure you have questions. I will try to answer them. I still haven't gotten back to exactly explain the situation with Lauren, and all of this that I've been failing you on is just baby, never been able to make me smile. It's PTSD, or it's just whatever. I mean, I have constant sleep paralysis, nightmares that she's breaking into my door to kill me, and I'm getting over it now, and I have help now, and everything is going to be okay, right, baby? And thank you again for your support. And again, I just wanted to thank you, just face to face, and just thank you for everything, just for watching, your comments, your likes, it's, of course, your donations, just everything. It always never fails to cheer me up, no matter what. Just thank you. Thank you.